Welcome to SuperScreen News at 8. I am Olamide Onwuka. President Muhammadu Buhari has rejected the proposed Peace Corps of Nigeria Establishment Bill. The president conveyed his rejection over the bill in a letter to the House of Representatives, which was read by the Speaker of the House, Yakubu Dogara, on Tuesday. The National Assembly passed the bill in 2015 after a prolonged battle involving the organization and the nation's security agencies. While explaining the rejection of the bill, the president cited security concerns and financial burden of funding the organization by the government as his reasons.
Pursuant to Section 58, subsection 4 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 is amended. I hereby convey to the House of Representatives my decision on 25th January 2018 to decline presidential assent to the Nigerian Peace Corps Establishment Bill 2017 recently passed by the National Assembly. Specifically, reasons for the decision to decline assent to this bill include, among others, security concerns regarding the proposed Nigerian Peace Corps being authorized to undertake activities currently being performed by extant security and law enforcement agencies, and B, financial implications of funding the establishment or operations of the proposed Nigerian Peace Corps, given that the scarce financial resources may pose serious challenge to the government. Please accept the Right Honorable Speaker, members of the House of Representatives, the assurances of my highest consideration. Yours sincerely, President Muhammadu Buhari.
The Senate says it may take a major legislative decision as majority of the ministries, departments and agencies, MDAs, have refused to either submit details of their 2018 budget proposals or the amendment as requested by the Senate committee. The Vice Chairman of the Senate Committee on Appropriations, Sonny Ogboji, disclosed this while briefing of other lawmakers on the status of the 2018 budget. However, the lawmakers have accordingly resolved to give another one-week ultimatum to the MDAs, after which the committee will work only with the appropriation as submitted by President Muhammadu Buhari. Suspected gunman has abducted the village head of Ikot Edet in the Etimekpo local government area of Akwa Ibom State, Mfom Udosin. Udosin was kidnapped from his palace by the assailants after a fierce gun battle with security agents drafted to the area by the state government to provide security in the volatile area. Report says Udosin had been relentlessly waging war against the activities of the gunmen, who had kidnapped no fewer than 8 persons from the village. Whereabouts of the monarch remains unknown, as the kidnappers had yet to contact the victim's family. Now, the Department of State Services, DSS, has arrested Barnabas Amado, who was accused of being a member of the gang that kidnapped and killed a member of the State House of Assembly, Osia Ibi. The service said Amado was arrested on February 25th at Takum in Taraba State, when a joint team of service operatives and the military arrested the kingpin, a 23-year-old Isaiah Sue. So he was said to have led the team to Bise village in Katinala local government area of Benue State, where Amado and his members were arrested. The spokesperson for the DSS, Tony Opuyo, who disclosed this in Abuja, said other arrested members of Sue's gang were among the people arrested. Now, a group of drivers staged a protest in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital, to demand justice over the death of their colleague allegedly killed by a police officer. The protest comes 7 days after a police escort allegedly killed one bride, Chinatu Mark, at the Rumokoro roundabout of East-West Road, Port Harcourt. More details in this report.
Taxi drivers plying the Rumokoro axis in Obia Akwa local government area in a peaceful protest expressed displeasure over the delay in bringing to book killer of their colleague allegedly shot by a police escort. Chairman of the State Drivers Welfare Association, Lakia Hazu, who led other commercial drivers to the state's police command, called on the authorities to produce the culprits.
What happened last Sunday before last, one of our own was taken just like that by the men of Nigeria police. And up till now, we have not gotten anything from them, no information. The culprit has not been brought to justice, and the family is dying. So today, we are protesting in respect of that, and we want the justice today.
Family members of the deceased are also demanding justice for the deaths of their loved one.
I see that on it that they killed the brain winner, my junior brother of 31 years, having a year and 2 months marriage and 4 months baby. The one that is taking care of the junior ones and the aged mother, they killed him like a chicken. A policeman, ordinary escorting fish, killed my immediate brother.
We are here calling on Nigerian police, River State Commissioner of Police, precisely, calling on CP, Mr. Zaki Ahmed, to use his good office and make sure that the person that committed this act and this painful and abominable act is being brought to book, and make sure that justice prevails in all ramifications of this matter.
In the statement issued to journalists, Police Public Relations Officer in the state, Omane Unamdi, debunked allegation that the police has not shown concern nor visited family of the deceased. Nnamdi assured residents of the state that though the wheel of justice is slow, but it will not stop as they are making efforts to ensure that justice is served.
The military has implored the services of local fishermen and farmers in the search for the abducted Dapchi schoolgirls. Head of Counter-Insurgency Operation in the Northeast, Operation Lafayette Dole, Rogers Nicholas disclosed this while speaking at the inauguration of helipad office complex and residential quarters of the officers and airmen at the newly established 171 Air Force Detachment in Monguno Town. National Security Advisor Major General Babagana Monguno said over 200 hours have been spent by the crafts combing the theater for the schoolgirls. Nicholas also said the National Security Advisor and the Chief of Air Staff came down to add value to the ongoing search for the missing Dapchi schoolgirls. Secretary General of the United Nations Antonio Guterres has called for the immediate release of the abducted students of the Government Girls Science Technical College, Dapchi, in Yobe State. In a statement by a spokesman on Nigeria, Stephanie Dujarric, Mr. Guterres condemned the attack that led to the abduction of the girls by suspected Boko Haram terrorists from their school last week Monday. Guterres has asked the Nigerian government to ensure the safe return of the girls to their families. He also urged the national authorities to swiftly bring those responsible for the act to justice. Guterres reassured the federal government of the solidarity and support of the United Nations and other affected countries in the region in their fight against terrorism and violent extremism. Now, about 20 Biafran agitators suspected to be members of the Independent Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, has been arrested by the police in Enugu State. The development followed protests by the IPOB members at an event organized by a pan-Igbo group to honor some Igbo personalities, including the first president of Nigeria, Nnamdi Azikiwe. One of the Igbo leaders commenced speaking on the need to restructure Nigeria along regional lines. An agitator interrupted, advocating for only Nigeria. The agitators invaded the high table and attacked some of the dignitaries present at the event. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has arraigned Miracle Dariye, son of former Plateau State Governor Joshua Dariye, the Federal High Court in Abuja. Dariye was arraigned by the Anti-Graft Agency on 6 count charges of money laundering to the tune of 1.5 billion naira. He was charged alongside Apartments Le Paradis, a hotel where he was a director. EFCC claimed that the defendant, sometime in 2013, failed to report a cash transaction to the tune of 1.5 billion naira, which he received through the hotel's account and one of the old generation banks. The commission said the amount is above the threshold of the 10 million naira permissible by law. Additionally, the hotel was also not registered as designated non-financial institution, DNFI. Now, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has asked the National Populations Commission, NPC, for the details of the dead persons so that the commission can remove their names from the voter register ahead of the 2019 general elections. INEC Chairman Mahmood Yakubu made the request when he visited the Populations Commission in Abuja. Yakubu said the National Population Commission is the registrar of births and deaths nationwide, and they would like to partner the Population Commission to make available to INEC all the records of deaths of citizens since the year 2015. A report says the spokesperson of the People's Democratic Party in Adamawa State, Sam Zadok, has been killed. Zadok and 13 others were among those confirmed killed in violence between herdsmen and farming communities in Adamawa State. The party confirmed that Zadok was killed in a fight between Bakama militia and herdsmen in Numandeza region. Reacting on the news, PDP Secretary in the state, Abdullahi Premba, described the news of his death as a great loss to the party, saying it will be truly missed. Now, there is a renewed call for the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and that Moshood Salvador should step down. A faction of PDP members made the call again today at the party's senatorial assembly meeting held in Ikotun, Alimosho area of Lagos State. Nika has more details from this.
These are leaders and elders of the People's Democratic Party in Lagos State. They have gathered here in Alimosho local government area to reiterate their call on the sitting chairman, Honorable Salvador, to step down. At the party's West Senatorial Assembly meeting, these PDP members who say they are the majority in Lagos State PDP with 65%, wasted no time in making their demands known.
Our subject matter at this assembly today is that Salvador must go. Yes or no? Yeah! Now there is a motion. If you want Salvador to stay or to go, if you want Salvador to go, relinquish his office as the chairman, PDP Lagos State said yes.
Yeah! We don't need this man called Salvador to be our state chairman. Moshood Salvador will never be our state chairman. The PDP in Nigeria has advanced more than a sectional leader. We don't want a leader that is selfish. A leader that is self-centered. We don't want them again.
Others also speak on what informed their decision for the sitting chairman to vacate office.
Salvador had changed the decision of the party members, and as a result, it should be sent packing. I 100% support their decision that Salvador should be removed as the chairman.
It's unfortunate in a party like this, and all we ask for is that these things should be corrected. Those positions that are allotted to McCarthy Group should be filled by the members of the McCarthy Group. As of today, only less than 10% of the positions are filled by the McCarthy Group, whereas they should have 65%.
Salvador is no longer the chairman of PDP in Lagos State because he has betrayed the trust of the leaders. We thought he is the man who will lead us to victory, but with our current finding now, he is working with APC, and we cannot invest our resources in a place where there will not be results.
You will recall that the chairman, Honorable Moshood Salvador, had earlier cleared the air when a vote of no confidence was passed on him by this group of PDP members, insisting that only the party's National Executive Council, NEC, with the support of the duly elected chairman of the local government in the state, can remove him from office.
A sitting chairman cannot be removed because he's a member of National Executive Council. It's not for anybody at local government or ward to say you have to go back to NEC if you don't want your chairman. So it's as simple as ABC.
Salvador was not elected by a Congress. He was appointed, like every other person, he was appointed. So that is the meaning of harmonization of executive list. Salvador is a beneficiary of 65% of the total sharing, and we are taking our 65 from him. So the best thing for us to tell him, he should go.
It would interest you to know that this group of PDP members have also gone a step further to write the national chairman of the party, Uche Secondus, on several reasons why Honorable Salvador cannot continue as their chairman in Lagos State. If truly a house divided by itself cannot stand, one begins to wonder how the PDP will be able to achieve victory in the coming general elections. Only time will tell. Adenike Owoye Ajiboye, SuperScreen News.
You're still watching SuperScreen News at 8. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take some business stories. Do stay with us. Welcome back to SuperScreen News at 8. On the business scene, the Kogi State government has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) for the production of biofuel using cassava and sugarcane. The state governor, Yahya Bello, who disclosed this, said the initiative would create millions of jobs in the state. Both parties signed the MOU at the headquarters of the NNPC in Abuja, as the corporation announced plans of establishing biofuel filling stations nationwide in order to serve vehicles being empowered by the commodity. The Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, has announced a number of sanctions to some operators in the telecommunications industry for their involvement in masking of international calls. NCC Director of Public Affairs, Tony Ojobo, who disclosed this to journalists in Abuja, also announced that it has begun the second phase of investigation on the involvement of digital mobile operators in masking activities. Ojobo said the commission also barred over 750,000 members assigned to several private network links and local exchange operators' licenses. Masking involves concealing international calls coming into a country and presenting them as local in order to make profits from the differences in price between local and international calls. The sanctions announced by the NCC range from suspension of licenses to issuance of warning letters. Now, the Church of Holy Sepulchre has announced it will reopen its doors after Israel decided to suspend legislation regarding collecting of taxes from the churches and their properties in Jerusalem. Following international pressure and rising protest from Palestinian Christians, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced the formation of a committee to discuss the imposition of the property tax on Jerusalem churches. Report says the tax procedures on churches and their properties would be frozen under the new arrangement implemented by the church. You're watching SuperScreen News at 8. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll take some foreign stories, sports news, and some entertainment stories. Do stay with us.